3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? This is your boy George coming to you. I'd rather be fighting another episode already. December 20th today, 2022. Now, my good host over here, Eric.
We got Eric.
And Mozzarella Matthew.
And Mozzarella Matthew? A new one?
We got that. All right, you gotta hold that. You gotta get a new one every pod now.
I'm not gonna
Keep them flowing.
Keep them flowing. I like Mufasa. It's always gonna be OG. Well, welcome y'all. Thank you for tuning in again. I'd rather be fighting RBF. Now, the last pod we talked about 282, and we talked about our new picks for Cannonier and Strickland fight event that just happened this past Saturday. And to be honest with you guys, I really did like that card. It was a quite eventful card to end the year off. I'm gonna be honest.
It was pretty good.
And you know, there's a few things that we can discuss about that later on. But one thing I do want to discuss is it's almost Christmas. You know, it's what's today?
We got
21st?
4 days.
Yeah, so 4 days for Christmas. So on the 4th day of Christmas, my lover gave to me.
I went Christmas shopping today. Out in all that bad traffic. It was chaos. Felt like Black Friday.
It really did.
We went shopping for like 7 hours.
Oh my god.
Yes, 7 hours, bro. Luckily, my mom watched Lily happily. She loves watching Lily, so I'm very, very grateful for that.
I love moms, man. They would do anything for you, for real.
They really would.
And what about you, Matt? What was your day today, man?
I just worked all day. I didn't do shit. It did get busier at the store that I was at, but that store is weird because sometimes it looks like it's a dying store, and sometimes it looks like it's Black Friday all the time. So, I can't say what actually happened, but something like the branch didn't get shut down, but the Walmart we work at had some event happen, and the Walmart got shut down. And now it was just an altercation, and allegedly, I can't say that somebody did this.
You gotta tell us off the pod, bro. I want to hear this now.
I'm saying.
But like, without giving away too many details, some people were arguing over a piece of electronics, probably a PlayStation 5, but who knows. And then somebody pulled out a weapon, probably a pistol, but who knows. Allegedly, somebody did this at a Walmart, not the one I work at, but you know, a Walmart out there in the world. And my name is Walmart.
Oh, I think I saw that today on Facebook.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait a minute.
But, you know, the Walmart was shut down. The 3 or however many people who were arguing and fighting and then pulling pistols out over other stations.
Definitely was Black Friday energy.
Yeah.
I mean, the weirdest part was these PlayStations that they were fighting over were there the day before that evening. So it was like, they got there, like, I was working, so it was before 6 p.m. And it was like, they were sitting there all afternoon where somebody just could have walked in and bought them. And they were fighting over the last one the next day. So it was kind of weird that it was like, if these dudes had just gotten there a day earlier, half day earlier, they totally would have been able to walk in and get it for free without all this crap. Not for free, but not with all this extra shit.
Well, I hope you guys hearing this podcast had a more safer, more family-oriented, and not as dramatic day, and so far holiday. So
Me and Matt were out in the trenches today.
I was saying, y'all made it out alive. Anyways.
How was yours, George? I heard you got a little story to tell.
Oh, dude. Well, I just got done paying my car today.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, not like completely. I hope.
Oh, okay.
I mean, shoot.
Alright, so that's bad.
It would be nice.
Hey, at least you got paid. You got paid.
Yeah, till next month. And then today I went to the gym, and it was actually a pretty good workout sesh. I met up with one of our close friends, me and Eric's close friend, that we see there sometime.
El Chapo.
El Chapo. We call him El Chapo, but he's short Mexican, so it kind of fits him.
I like that.
He just doesn't do all the illegal activities.
I can't understand but like 2 words he says, but that's my boy.
I've been studying Duolingo Spanish for like 3 months now, and I still don't understand shit. It's so hard.
Dude, yes. I've seen you post on that. And so.
Yeah, you liked it.
And so I was just walking. We were doing our cardio. No, I was doing cardio at the end, but we were doing our biceps, triceps, dumbbell pickings and all that. Well, dude, I was so tired, man. I was like, damn, bro, this guy's going hard. Like, I don't know if I can keep up. But I still managed to. Well, not until I was walking to where we have the dumbbell section and we have also the benching section, right?
Yeah.
And I look on the ground. I shit you not. I look on the ground and I see a little packet like this, a little stick packet, and it's one of those pre-workout packets.
Oh, you took that home.
And it was gummy bear flavored. I picked it up. I just chugged it. I poured it in my tumbler that I have here, and I just chugged it, dude. I was awoken.
What kind do you remember?
It was super colorful. I can definitely. GNC has them.
Okay.
They always have them on sale. But dude, I was just awoken. I felt like Hulk ripped through his shirt and just ready to keep going.
Bro, that's opportunity. That's taking advantage of opportunity right there. Hell
Dude,
yeah.
I'm saying
That's the universe right there telling you, I got you, bro.
Exactly.
So, like, you are destined to hit this next set.
Yeah, it's like, you're working out today, bud.
Dude, honestly. I made sure it wasn't open. I was looking, up and down, a little stick, and you could tell it would be open if it pours out.
Yeah.
It wasn't open, so we hit that mug.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's a good day right there.
It was a good one. Yeah, I still feel it in there. I still feel
I
good.
chugged a little rain.
Tell them what rain.
Probably a little late. I got that orange dreamsicle, but that best flavor, that rainbow sherbet.
Actually,
That flavor go hard.
maybe it's my orange hair, but I like the orange dreamsicle the most.
Hey, orange dreamsicle was my favorite forever until I tried that one. Have you tried it?
No, I gotta try
You
it.
gotta give it a taste, bro.
I'm sipping
Because the orange-
herbal tea right now.
Oh, you got that tea, boy.
It's
y'all over here.
the green,
I'm not getting soda, Sonic. Shout out to Sonic. Please sponsor us because my wife makes me spend like $900 a month on Sonic. So
Golly.
please sponsor us, Sonic. We love you. Love us back.
Hey, so I like your wings.
There was so much pain in that. We love you. Please sponsor us. We love you.
It's like puppy eyes. No, something like that.
I'm not gonna lie. The last time I went to Sonic, I downloaded all the fast food apps, and I was checking out Sonic one day, and I was with this chick, and I was like, "Hey, you want to get mozzarella sticks?
Hell
It's
yeah.
like 7 sticks for 99 cents with this."
I was 99 cents.
Ooh.
I take advantage of that every
That's
day.
a good. That was a good
And I
snack.
spent like $5 and got like 30 fucking sticks. It
Dude,
was
their
crazy.
mozzarella sticks are good.
And I tipped the dude like $5 because I was like, "Hey, I know you guys gotta work extra." It's like, here's $5 because I'm spending $10 and getting 30 fucking fresh deep fried mozzarella
It's
sticks.
hard to beat that deal for sure.
And I was like, "What the
We
hell?"
take advantage of that.
And I
every
feel like a
single
fat
time.
ass afterwards, but like I was
So
vibing. It was great.
fuck it, man. Sometimes you just gotta enjoy that food right there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really good. Like
days.
I haven't been back since because like every time I look at it, it's like grilled cheeseburger, and I'm like, "Oh God, I'm already fat enough. I can't." But it looks good. That's a good deal.
Sonic's pretty good, man.
Shout out to Sonic. America. No, that's Duncan. America runs on Duncan. Which was
American Cleaner run on Sonic.
There's so many slogans out there, but y'all know the deal. Well, anyways, y'all, it's been great talking about Sonic.
Sponsor us, guys. We love you.
I like Sonic the
Last
Hedgehog.
I ain't talking about it anymore until they get us. They're paying us.
Goodness. Well, we're gonna jump right into it, y'all. I mean, honestly, we have a lot of things to talk about, and one of those things we're gonna first talk about was what just happened. This past Saturday.
I thought you were talking about the PlayStation 5 shooting.
Well,
There
no.
wasn't a shooting. But
Allegedly.
Alleged.
Yes.
That's the famous word.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, it's all good, Matthew. Just interrupt me one more time, see what happens.
You gotta keep your mozzarella stick, you.
I'm gonna leave you frozen. No?
What did you say?
I'm gonna leave you frozen. You know how mozzarella's are frozen
Okay.
You ain't getting fried today.
So one thing I did want to address is, the new year is coming, and I hope all of you have those resolutions ready. Mine is better events for UFC. This year I can say it was, wow. I don't even know. There was like what 7 championships that lost their throne.
Yeah, a lot of title changes for
fell.
Sure. There's a few crazy upsets for sure. It was a pretty good year. I mean, there were some sneaker cards out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like every year you're gonna get at least.
Was the Rose Namajunas like this?
Yeah, that was this year.
Dude, that was the.
I think it was rated the worst fight in UFC history.
It was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're gonna go over the end of the year awards for us, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't have that on the list. But we'll go ahead and I think we're all in agreement that
The worst fight.
the worst fight of the year was.
So we have to
Rose
choose
and
between the Esparza, but women's and men's. Like women's, we already have it, right? Esparza and Namajunas. But what about men's?
It was a boring men's fight this year.
Right?
Man, I didn't research that one. That's hard. Nothing comes off the top of my head, so that's good. That's good.
That's a good answer. Yeah, I mean, I
There's a road.
Derek Lewis had his boring fight like in a previous year. It wasn't this year.
with
I think it was
yeah.
a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was a
That
while.
was a bad fight.
I think there was another one like that, but I was like annoyed, so I tried to not think about it.
Yeah, for real.
But it was one of those like I think it was like 2 big guys, and they were supposed to be knockout artists and really throw bombs, and they just like were hesitant. They just didn't die. They didn't go for it.
Yeah, my boy Derek Lewis. Excuse me. But my boy Derek Lewis, H-Town,
Yeah.
hold it down.
Hold it down. Man, dude, Lewis used to come back. Let's talk about Lewis for a little bit. He's from our town. We're from H-Town, y'all. Houston Astros. Hold it down, 2022.
Champs,
Balls
boy.
was hot.
My balls was
My
hot.
balls, yeah.
Man, I got home, my balls was hot, bro. I had to turn the AC down. For real, though, I was sweating.
I think that Lewis can bounce back. He was supposed to fight y'all. We didn't talk about that last time, right?
They rescheduled it.
They rescheduled it
I think next month or February.
or February, somewhere around that area. But I hope to
think
see
it
it
might be
soon.
into January, February, somewhere around there.
Yeah, Lewis he's been a good performer, but he has not been performing these past few fights. I was actually in attendance for one of them last year, whenever he fought Gain, and
Yeah, he kind of.
He
Was that the Chandler Oliveira fight?
no, that was the Gain and the Lewis fight.
Was that the main event?
Main event.
Oh, so it was a fight night. Oh no, that was interim title, wasn't it?
Interim, I think
that's
so.
right, that's right.
The Charles Oliveira, I didn't realize how special that fight was.
Man, that was good.
Until after. I was there with one of our friends, Jordan, but I didn't realize how special that was until after. Everyone in the arena was going for Chandler because he was the new and upcomer, just entered the UFC, got the title shot in 2 fights. 1 or 2? It was 1 because he beat Dan and then he got the title shot, I think. And that was it.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So I was like,
that boy exciting. He might lose, but man, Chandler's always exciting.
he's always
He's on the list for fight of the year again.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Him and Poirier, that was a fight, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good fight.
You guys want to go right into that? Because that was like our first topic.
Fight of the year?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do our fight of the year picks.
Yeah, fight of the year.
All right, man.
Way to transition to it.
So
Start it out.
honestly, I have like a fight of the year. I've got a runner-up. The
Let's
runner-up
hear the runner-up.
is Chandler versus Ferguson. I feel like we all love watching that fight, but as fans of the UFC and fighting, we just weren't happy to see this new Tony Ferguson that's fallen off in recent years.
Yeah. Yeah, his versus name.
It's sort of like the end of this whole era of fighters where we've been used to the same names and the same fighters for so long, and all that first class are kind of dying off. Not dying off, but fading away.
Aging out.
Now we're getting this new class, and we haven't even met him yet. And it's exciting because they're new people, but I miss like my classics. And I want my tried and true fighters to be still there, but they're no longer the fighters they were.
One of the worst ones that fell off was old Robbie Lawler. Man.
Oh, shit.
That age will get you, man. You can't run from it. Sad to see.
He was a beast. Even at that age, last year, well, who did he fight?
He just got knocked out by Barbarina.
Barbarina.
And he was supposed to be on what, 282?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had staff and he had to pull out.
The Poirier has stabbed 2 right now.
Yeah, that was bad. I think he's out of the hospital and stuff now, though. So that's good. That was a nasty one.
My
Go ahead, man.
fight of the year is Chandler versus Gagey. It was the kind of fight everybody wants to see in the UFC. It's what you expect whenever you hear that the UFC is on this Saturday. You think they're going to throw bombs. It's going to be super exciting. And you're like, holy shit, he was almost out. And then he came back. And then he ended up coming back and he won it. It's like, oh my God. And then he was like crazy after I think that was the one where he was like, are you not entertained? And everybody lost their shit. I think that was but it was really fun to watch.
Oh man, that was a great fight. Great fight.
Got my pick of the year for sure.
Them two are always exciting. I was just like, you match them up 10 out of 10 times. That's a fun fight every single time.
I could literally watch them fight every year.
I'd watch them fight once a year.
I could do like the Christmas Day celebration.
Make it a tradition. I'm down. All right, well, my fight of the year. It was hard to pick out the Chandler and Poirier fight, but that's probably my runner-up. But
your runner-up?
Yeah, my pick's Fury Glover.
Ooh.
Man, that was such a good fight, bro.
That was so competitive.
That was back and forth. I was standing up for most of that. My own house. I was just standing. It was me and my wife, and I'm just standing there cheering, freaking out, like, hell yeah! That was a fight, bro.
Were we together?
I don't think so. I think someone had shit going on or something. I think I was watching at the house with Cleta.
Oh, I was at the house too. I was.
Yeah.
I was in my room. Yeah, upstairs.
Man, that was a great fight.
I mean, I was rooting for. How do you say his last name? Texera?
Texera.
Yeah,
Texera.
So, wait, you said different ways.
Texera.
Glover.
Yeah, just say Glover.
Okay. I was rooting for Glover because it was kind of like, I don't know, I'm nostalgic for like the guy.
I love Glover. He's just like that nice guy, but he come to fight.
You know what it's like? It's like whenever like one of those martial arts masters reaches that new level of enlightenment and they just don't care and then they fight perfectly. And it's not like he's perfect, but he's got that same vibe.
Let's mention this dude's doing it at like 43 years old.
Shoo!
And he's still championship level. And he would have been the champ still against Yuri if he didn't go for that guillotine and fuck up. But hey man, when you're rocked and hurt and tired, you make stupid decisions sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Still love Glover.
Sneak peek, we are going to talk about the biggest upset soon. Not yet, but soon.
Soon.
Wow, that's a pretty obvious one for me. But
It's obvious for everybody.
We'll go ahead and let George pick his
his.
fight of the year.
My fight of the year for 2022, I want to say Gilbert Burns versus Hamzat Chimaev.
That was a great fight.
That really, like, it didn't derail the hype train for Chimaev, but it definitely put it in some hot water to make sure.
Like you could see he had a little bit of holes in his game.
It made him look human, finally.
Yeah, human. But
look human.
I didn't come away thinking like, oh, he's beatable now. Everyone's beatable, but I came away looking at that like, man, he's tough. Because he was getting dropped, and that boy kept coming. So that just showed his heart, like, for real. And Gilbert's heart, too, man.
Yeah, Gilbert's an amazing... He's going to fight, what, and when?
He's fighting Magny on 283?
283. On Rio de Janeiro card. Another fighter that really got me this year, can't really say most of his fights at the top of my head, but RoboCop was pretty good.
Oh, man. He had that nasty cut. Remember that last fight?
Yeah.
When he came back and won that shit?
Yeah, that was the one
that was a fight.
Woo,
that
bro,
could be on
where
like
are
fight of the
you?
year, too. That was a great fight.
Damn. But yeah, those are really good, and I mean, props to those guys, man. I hope Jerry comes back healthy, well prepared, well recovered this 2023, and Chimaev, I hope he also comes back and fights Colby like we all want. I want him to fight Colby.
I would love that.
It would be
fight,
so
bro.
entertaining because they could so easily cast Colby as the villain, and they could so easily cast Chimaev as like the true martial artist. And it's like the guy who came from nothing and wants everything, and then like the rich fuck this guy. I hate this rich person. Colby, like they could so easily do that.
I feel like Colby can get in his head just by calling him cum shot. Just like repeatedly.
Look, I don't like Colby, but that's a pretty good one. Every now and then he comes out with one good thing. That's a pretty good one.
He's funny.
Dude, but if I were to choose, I'd go for Hamza because I like Hamza.
I think Hamzat wins that fight, but
yeah, me too.
But the further it goes, it gets more dicey for him.
Yeah,
Because Colby does have a gas tank.
Colby has got this character that looks like a weakling, but he's actually like almost as good as Usman. It's
He's just
crazy.
like on the gas pedal going 100 miles an hour the whole fight.
Well, he's like that same wrestler caliber fighter that could just, they've been doing it for so long, their body's like compressed and more dense than it should be for their size. So if he ever relaxes, he'll blow up like 50 pounds because he's just been on this grind for so long.
An interesting factor in that is Hamzat's a big dude. He barely makes 170. And I think Colby's kind of a little bit smaller for the weight class. I think if he really tried, he could make 155. So we'll see how size plays a factor in that fight.
That'd be crazy seeing him at 155.
Oh yeah.
He would literally
that,
be the next Conor. That'd be funny.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the top people, like Poirier kind of struggles with like heavy wrestlers. Like he matches up pretty well with some people in that weight class. Him versus Islam would be interesting. I think so.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do KO of the year.
Okay, KO.
Go ahead, Matt. What's your pick for that?
I mean, it's got to be Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman.
Hey.
Nobody saw it coming. We all had the fight written off in the fifth. It was 1 minute, not even a full minute left. I think it was 4:04 of the fifth round against Kamaru Usman, the most dominant fighter of the generation, pretty much.
Like
He was about to beat the record.
yeah, he was about to break
Silva.
Silva's record.
And then I guess Silva was just like, oh, and
The Silver Curse.
he went inside and said, "This is how it's done." Bam! And got him out of there. And honestly, all the props in the world to Leon Edwards. People shit on him for a minute, or they tried to, like the casuals. But honestly, he practiced that fight and he hyped himself up and he pushed and he kept pushing and he just kept trying that last little bit. And it just shows you what happens when you persevere and you bet on yourself and just keep trying. Because the fight wasn't over, he didn't stop, and he ended up winning.
Man, that was to me the craziest moment of the year. I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think that's KO of the year too, because Usman was the first round. Leon did pretty well in the first round. I think Leon won the first round. He even had him mounted and everything. But after that, Usman just took over and was just controlling him, dominating. I was like, man, Usman about to cruise to an easy 4 rounds to 1 win. And then, hey man, props to Leon. He set that up perfectly, right behind the left hand. Boom, perfect head kick, bro. Anyone was going to sleep that ate that.
I don't think even Leon knew that was
He
possible.
man, honestly, like I think he looked real defeated. Like when he was in the corner before going to the 5th round, he was sitting there. He looked defeated, and his corner man was in his ear. I mean, that's good corner people. Like you got, like I don't think that might have not happened if he didn't have him in his corner.
I didn't hear about this until after the fact, and I still haven't like really seen the cornerman's like speech. Was it like a really crazy, like he actually hyped him up and got him back in the fight?
Man, he was telling him, stop feeling sorry for your fucking self and get out there and finish this fight.
That's the type of people you need
That's
on
exactly
your corner,
it.
dude.
Absolutely.
Like, not
And
yes
life,
dude,
too.
sometimes, man.
You need people that are going to be straight up with you and be like, get the fuck over and go. And hey, man, it worked. So, like, you got to give props where props are due.
Exactly.
Hey, imagine what would have happened if he hadn't said that to the guy and he would have just coasted to an easy loss. He could just not have ever become champion.
I firmly believe if he wasn't in his corner, he was going to, like, cruise to a loss.
There you go, bro. Get that guy a bonus.
Yeah, man,
That
if it
guy's
was Leon,
so
would have
much.
paid that, man.
Uh-huh.
All right, George, what's your pick?
Man, there's so freaking many.
Great KOs of the year. Who are we looking at?
I'm gonna be
What's your top 3?
my top 3. Oh yeah,
I
Go
think
ahead,
that's
we'll go up here real quick.
I'm gonna be. Dude, it's
You know
it's
the
it's
top
it tells. It's sad to say because Tony Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson's knockout from
Tony-
got kicked in the face.
Tony Ferguson's knockout when he got kicked by Michael Chandler
That
was.
his face looked so square.
Chandler said, I didn't even plan that. I didn't even train for that. And that just goes to show, man, Tony's chin is not the same anymore. And I think it was from, I know, it's not that I think, is that it's for sure it was from that Gaethje fight. Gaethje took that man's soul. And ever since that happened, he hasn't been the same. El Kukui hasn't, well, I don't want to take credit away from Tony because he gave us a tremendous amount of good fights. He was on a 12-win streak. Now he's not even ranked 15. They just recently took him out in the past 2 days. He he had a good run. He had a good run, and we hate to see it like that. Last time we saw him fight was whenever he fought Nate Diaz last fight. But I've heard that Nate Diaz is also being tempted to come back by Conor McGregor. You know, he's saying, "Oh yeah, you little Johnny head, if I ever catch you slapping me like that." But no, I like Conor. I like Conor because he gives respect where respect is due. And he told Nate, you know, you did good, but in that third fight, I might have to fuck you up, even if I get tired.
Man, it looks like Conor nowadays can barely make 170.
Dude, that guy is jacked, man. I don't even know how Dana just lets that USADA thing, man. Like,
well, he's out of the testing pool because he's not being considered for fighting for like the whole 2022 or the whole like rest of the year.
So
he said I'm not fighting. So they can't actively test him until he's an active fighter again. He's like on recovery. But
like
as soon as he comes back, all those USADA guys are just rubbing their hands together thinking, as soon as I get my hands on that blood,
like Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Hey, Connor's a smart man though. I think he can get around it.
He's also got so much money now. He could like cheat and pay off. He could literally like pay like, all right, you're grading my P, right? Okay, I don't care what it says. Here's $1 million if you let me fight. And then he has the money now.
Oh, yeah.
He could do that and literally just roid himself up and stay roided up his whole career and just get away with it. It would really hurt his legacy. So he shouldn't do that. And clearly he's on roids now. This is already like murky waters, I guess you'd say, for his legacy. But I don't know. It's not very fair to the other fighters, especially like imagine if you had to go up against somebody, they broke their leg and they spent 2 years building muscle and getting roided out. Have you seen his shoulders, by the way? He's got a picture where he's like this in the bar, like with his arms around some guys, and it's like he's got so much size and so much definition just right here, and it's like that's
he
all
did it
his
so
punching
quick
muscle.
too.
Huh?
He did it so quick too.
Too quick. Let's be honest. He gained like
Did
more
he
than
juice
15
it?
pounds.
99%.
99%. We got that 1% doubt though.
Hot take though. Hot take.
I mean,
I don't give a fuck if you use steroids. I wish they would all use steroids because it would make it much more fun. Because they'd be able to train harder, more often. Recovery's easier. Like
honestly,
let
you're
him
already
fight on
in danger.
The
steroids.
science behind that is true.
I would say if you want to do it, but then there has to be 2 leagues. There has to be a natural league and a performance enhancing league. And then nobody would watch the natural league, so anybody who wanted to be a fighter would be forced to take steroids to compete. And that's not fair to the fighters.
Well, I mean, steroids don't. I mean, they obviously give you an advantage.
Huge
But at the
advantage.
same time, there's fighters that I'm pretty sure don't take steroids and can handle some roided up guys pretty easily.
If there was a huge skill difference, I would say so. But if they're on the same skill level and one's using roids, it's
The
like a
strength
10
and
to
stuff,
15%
it'll
strength, speed,
definitely an
everything.
advantage.
I mean, look at Jones before steroids and after steroids. He's not the same fighter, and we're pretending like he is because he's still got the intelligence of the same fighter, but he just can't move as fast. He can't knock people down like he used to. Whenever he first started out and took the championship, and he was the youngest champion ever at that point, he was incredible. But that didn't happen after he got caught by USADA and his legacy crashed to the ground, and then he became this different guy, and then he won't play the villain. If he play the villain, it'd be great. But
Man,
he just
it'd be
won't.
smart for him to do it.
He was just remembered as the GOAT, kind
He
of.
would be the best seller
He's
in the
the-
whole UFC. Right now, I looked at the top selling UFCs. All of them have McGregor's name in them except for one, and I think it was Usman Masvidal. And
That's
the top,
what Masvidal was.
the top
at the peak of
5,
his-
I think it was more than the top 5. It was like the top 7. The bottom one is McGregor's first title fight against Aldo. That was the bottom one. It was like 1.2 million. Everything other than that is bigger than that. And every one of those title fights has McGregor's name in it. I think one of them wasn't even a title fight. So
Yeah,
I like the description. So
the cowboy fight.
talking about that Aldo fight, there was a recent episode, I think about a month ago, that Aldo said that as soon as he threw that punch, it was lights out. He doesn't even remember how it happened.
Man, it happened so fast.
And he's like, the thing I like about the guy, McGregor, is that he can see things from the other side. You know, he can see things from your side, his side, and that's what happened. It got to his head, and then just 13 seconds out.
He got him to be aggressive. And you saw in the locker room, like, you see the footage where he was practicing that exact thing, like, bouncing, stepping back, and banging in the left hand. And he did exactly that, man.
Delivery.
To do that to Aldo's just insane.
Yeah.
Like, that was so impressive. Like, that's when Connor was dedicated and he was on his side.
You're talking about like using all your weapons. He invented a psychological warfare game that just wasn't there because before him, everybody was trying to make the sport bigger and more respectable. And he said, "Why the fuck would we play nice with these guys? Let's call them a sad little bitch and like insult them. Say you're gonna ride to their pavilla on horseback and take off anybody's head who's not fit to work, and like really insult this motherfucker and piss him off." And he said shit like, what did he say? I run Brazil or I'm the king of Brazil.
Yeah.
He fucked with that guy's head so much that he got pissed off and then charged in blindly. And he turned an amazing fighter into a punch-drunk, like...
He got him swinging wild, and Connor's a precision guy, man. He's
like, Connor was cool. He went in there and knew what his game plan was, and he made that guy so mad he couldn't see straight. You're right.
Yeah. It was very impressive, for sure.
I would choose Connor to be my coach in striking, Kobe for wrestling, and then for cardio, Hamza for wrestling.
Shoot, should I get a Khabib for wrestling?
Actually, you want real technique wrestling? Give me Henry Cejudo.
Oh shit! Okay.
Cejudo's
There's talks about him going up against Aljo.
It's all been confirmed, bro. It's gonna happen.
Sean's
probably in the middle of next year.
Sean's
Probably early next
The
year.
only thing holding us back from seeing more Henry Cejudo fights is the UFC not paying him worth what he's worth. The guy literally became triple champ, and they were still offering him shit money. And it's like, what are we fucking doing here? Like, market me, guys. I'm the best champ.
That's easy marketing too.
And they don't market their small guys. They only market like lightweight and
Look how well they marketed
talking about pay.
Ronda.
We're gonna get to that. talking about pay. We're gonna get to that. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get a little bit back on track.
3 more topics. What do y'all want to go into?
Let's go fighter of the year.
We got so we're also going to talk about sub of the year and then future picks for each weight class, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fighter of the year, right?
Fighter of the year.
Okay. I got who I know who isn't the fighter of the year who I want to be. There's 2 guys, Sean O'Malley and Patty Pimblett. Both of those guys they are not fighter of the year.
Dude, he wanted
because it's like I feel bad for Sean O'Malley because he didn't do anything wrong, but it's just like you can see that the fire in his eye is kind of dimmed because Sean because
No, I mean, after the fight, it kind of looked like it, but like you listen to him, I listened to his podcast, and
he's still going for it. I'm not saying taking anything away from Sean O'Malley, but
do you think he won that fight?
which one?
Be honest.
Peter Yan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very close.
You were with us, right? We were at
Yeah,
the
we
fight.
talked there.
It was like maybe 51.
Yeah,
to
we were scoring it live.
55%,
It was a
and
good
it was
fight.
like the other guy had barely under him, but it was very close. But I do think he won that one. It was the one before. I think it ended in a tie or something weird, or like he ended up getting a decision. I can't remember his
Well,
just before Yan.
The eye poke against
Probably.
Munoz.
I can't
And
remember.
it was like a no contest or something.
That wasn't the one where he was beating the shit out of that guy with green hair, was it?
No,
Okay.
because they did nothing in that fight. Munoz threw a bunch of kicks, but like leg kicks and
Yeah.
nothing was happening.
So
he
it
got
was like-
poked and
I don't know. His rising star is rising less quickly at this point, and that's what I was talking about with him. But he's still a good fighter. I'm not talking about that.
he's planning on. He even said that he knows it's gonna be Aljo and Cejudo, and he wants the winner in July.
That'd be great.
That's what he said. I think that works great.
I don't
Yeah,
really
I
think
think
he
that
deserves that yet. I think he needs one more fight, and then he can go there. Or if
He beat
fights-
the number 1 guy in Peter, bro.
I'm saying.
Peter lost like 2 in a row though.
To Aljo. One was a
One was
disqualification.
And one-
he
and the second
dominating
one?
Aljo. And the second one it was
close.
real close. I think Aljo did win the second one, but he was really
Because
close.
of the ground and stuff.
Yeah, he controlled him pretty well.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, Jan is probably the top guy, and if he barely beat that guy, he does deserve to be in that top tier of.
Because he was the last one to fight the champ.
No, wait.
Besides TJ just fought.
Sean made a tweet. He said, "Can y'all hurry up and sign the contract so I can fight one
Oh,
in
yeah,
July?"
yeah.
And then Henry said something, and then Sean responded back with,
remember that. It's,
"Make me a burrito." And then Henry said, "Don't worry, I'll make you and Peter want to give yours to the judges."
Yeah, he said something about it.
Triple C told Sean O'Malley to fight Patty Pimblett because then the judges wouldn't know who to rob.
That was pretty funny, man.
Dude.
So who don't get a little cringy sometimes, but he
But
embraces it.
those
But that was a
tweets.
funny one. That made me laugh for sure, dude.
Yeah.
That was funny.
He's the king of tweet right
So, fighter, I mean, my runner-up, my second runner-up, I guess I got 2 runner-ups. My second runner-up is like guess Leon Edwards for defying expectations for like fighter of the year. And then my other runner-up is like Raul Rosas Jr., the youngest fighter.
Man,
Because
I
you know,
that
he
kid.
came into the UFC and
At 18 years old, that man looked comfortable, like he'd been there.
he kind
That
of
was
dismantled
so
that fighter, and
impressive.
it was like, all
now. If you
right,
see his
18
pictures,
years old, bro. Like, he just turned 18.
if you see
That
his
is
pictures from a long time
insane.
ago, he looks like he's been dedicated to all of it. And he actually, we talked about this guy. His favorite fighter was Robbie Lawler.
Yeah,
Wow. He should have Robbie Lawler as his last fight. That'd be crazy.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
That'd
Big
be
weight
a
class
great
difference,
way.
though.
Dana White, set it up.
Oh,
It's like 135
insane.
and 170. A little bit different.
He said, "I'm this." No, I'm like this. You're like, yeah.
Honestly,
So-
that'd be a great retirement fight for Lawler if he ever wants to do it.
Hey.
That'd be a great send off for Lawler, even if he loses, and then it'd be a great way to boost a new star. That'd be a great exchange right there.
Oh,
Even if,
I
like-
love Raul, man. That kid is
Even if he
something
loses to
special.
Lawler, it'd still be great.
To be like that calm walking out and in the fight, like he didn't look nervous. That man looked ready, and he performed so impressive. Bro. That
Yeah,
kid
sure,
impresses
that's
me a
awesome.
lot. That kid impresses me a lot.
So those are my
That's
He's
best.
good.
special. He's gonna be something.
I gotta pick for my fighter of the year, Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler. You know he got some losses.
He's doing the most for the sport right now, and as far as growing the sport and making me interested in a fight again, I haven't been interested in fights for a while now, and part of that's because I'm focused on my career and stuff. But I still get hyped up for Chandler fights, and I haven't been hyped up for UFC fights since Conor on his rise. So I haven't really been excited about the UFC anymore since then, and every once in a while it'll be Gon versus Ngannou, and I'm like, oh shit, this is awesome. But it's rare now, and I used to be excited all the time about those guys. So that's why I have to pick him. It's just he gets me excited about the UFC again, and I love what he has to say after, and it's just he's exciting. I don't see those other guys doing the showmanship part, and that's part of the game. I don't know, maybe it's not the most talented fighter right now in the possible sport. I think that's Volkanovski.
He's real talented though. Chandler. He just if he fought to a game plan and stuff, he might be champ.
Yeah, he's aiming for knockouts, and he's
But
built for wrestling.
He's
But
setting up just exciting fights, which, hey, man, you're going to make more money this way. And
he's making
it's
way more
impressive.
money. And it's
And it's
also
fun to
getting
watch.
more eyeballs in the sport, so everybody's making more money because of Chandler.
I love Michael Chandler. I watch every fight he fights for
For a
sure.
guy who doesn't talk that much shit, yeah, he's entertaining.
He's very entertaining. Him versus anyone's a fun fight.
Hmm.
All right, my fighter of the year, it's got to be Alex Pereira.
Alex Pereira,
Yeah.
nice. I like that.
3-0 this year, and he dethroned Izzy. So that's not an easy thing to do. So that was pretty crazy watching that fight when that happened. So he's a scary man. He looked like a stone cold serial killer, if you
Dude,
ask
I'm
me.
saying,
When he came into the
bro.
weigh-in with all that stuff on, I was like, holy shit, you scare me a little bit.
Really?
Make me a little nervous.
This is what I'm saying.
He's a big dude, man. He made Izzy look a little small, and Izzy's not a small guy at all.
No, he's what, 6'4"?
Yeah, something crazy like
6'4", and then Alex is 6'5",
5 or is he 6'6"?
6'6".
Something like that. I don't
something
know.
like that.
He's a big man.
He's 6'4".
He towered over
Pereira's
Glover. He looks like way bigger than Glover, and that's a whole weight class ahead of him.
Oh yeah,
And Dominic Reyes too.
Dominic.
Crazy.
Sean Strickland is 6'1", and Pereira is 6'4", and so is Adesanya. They say they're both 6'4".
I think
They
they're,
say
they're
they're
close
both
in height, but
6'4".
Pierre a little taller. Like,
Maybe he looks taller because he's so much more.
maybe he stands up straighter or something. All right, George. Who your fighter of the year?
Who is the fighter of the year, and why is it Alexander Volkanovski?
Hey, I like Alex.
I think Alex too. He's probably a pound for pound champ right now.
Alexander, man,
Man, his last
so
fight against Holloway, bro.
many-
Woo, impressive.
so
so
many
good.
good things, man. He is definitely one of those people where you have to watch.
Would you say that he earned his Hall of Fame status at the point whenever he pulled his neck out of the triangle choke?
Oh, against T-City, bro. I thought
I
it was
mean,
over.
I don't-
Watching
I
that
don't-
fight live, I thought it was
I mean,
over.
it was pretty tight, but I don't know how tight it was.
His
Dude,
name
it
is
was
T-City.
fucking tight. You
His
saw the
name's
veins.
T-City.
You saw the veins in your head, bro. Really?
Oh, okay. No, you're right. He did say it was. He said in his own words, it was. I'm about to lose this championship type of tight. So yeah, man, Alexander Volkanovski,
That's a
you're
good
my
pick.
fighter
I
of
like
the year,
that pick.
man, and good luck on versus Islam Islam. Good luck versus Alexander. The fuck?
Islam Alex. Woo.
Yeah, that one.
That could get interesting real quick.
I can see Alexander. This is gonna sound crazy. I can see Alexander going for the KO in the first. I can see it, or Alexander Volkanovski decision.
I want Volk to win, but Islam, he's got the size on him. And what Islam did to Charles, bro,
But
that blew
Volkanovski
my
is-
mind. I was like,
He's
wow.
closer to the ground, so those stubs might make it easier for
That's
him.
true, but I agree with that. But when you look at Islam, like after like studying it, I haven't like studied deep into it, but I looked over it a little bit.
Mhm.
Islam's not really taking people down with double legs. He tricks people. He's good at trips. Like he'll get you in the clinch and just trip you.
Yeah,
So that's a little trickier. That's a little trickier.
That's true. I'll be honest. If he gets Volkanovski down
I don't know.
3 to 4 times, then I do see going Islam's route. 3 to 4 times.
I can see Volkanovski stuffing some stuff early, and if he can stuff something and just get some stuff off on the feet, he's gonna be way faster than Islam. Volkanovski is quick. He's got some quick hands.
Oh yeah.
What he did to Holloway is so fast.
Oh yeah, and that stuff he does when he's above. So whenever you go back and rewatch the Oliveira fight, Oliveira kicked this chin like boom, just like from the ground. You cannot do that with Volkanovski. You can't do that to him. If you do that too much to Volkanovski, he's gonna hit you with something.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, he will. This is a very high anticipated fight, especially for the new year.
I'm hyped for it.
And I mean, before we even dive deep into the London one in March, this one has to happen first. It's gonna happen first, and dude, I'm just so excited. I really can't come up with words. UFC 284
284.
in Perth, Australia is gonna be
It's gonna be
exciting.
great. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that because we have a lot of things to say about that. I mean, some
This is
things to
some
say.
early-
And we've got 4 weeks until the 14th in our next UFC event, so we're gonna have
Man, yeah, the
the
big break. So on this podcast, I know we're mainly MMA, but we might have some other topics coming up soon while we wait.
I know you guys like him, so it's all good. I know y'all guys like him,
All right.
but
so
We
yeah.
either have biggest upsets, 70
let's
future
let's
picks.
go ahead
for
and
each year.
do we'll do the future picks last.
Good.
So let's go ahead and do
Upset
submission of the year.
submission.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
This
Eric.
might be a surprise. I don't know if y'all seen this fight, but Jessica Andrade versus Amanda Lemos.
The one with the
Standing arm triangle.
Oh my
That standing arm
gosh.
triangle, that shit is not easy to hit, and her doing that is very impressive. Maybe me personally, arm triangle kind of my favorite submission. You know
It
how we
is.
grapple. You know I
It
always get you in
is,
that
dog.
shit, boy.
It
You know
is.
that arm
I
triangle.
was in deep waters when that motherfucking happened. I swear. I don't know. Can fighters even do what I do whenever you do that? Like I put my hand. So
There's
say
a few defenses.
your
to it.
shoulder's like right here, but I put my hand right there, so I push up with it, and I don't get as choked.
The most common defense
And I
is,
don't think you
is
have
like
full
cuffing your
body.
ear. Most common defense is cuff your ear, and it kind of pushes a little bit. But the best one is like put your elbow up and squeeze your hands together. It kind of loosens it up, but you can survive a little bit in arm triangle. But to get someone in a standing arm triangle, bro, that you don't ever see that. That's impressive.
Yeah.
So that by far is my submission of the year.
That's great. That's great. Mine has to be Oliveira and Poirier.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
Oliveira, because he just
yeah,
got on
he's
his
up there.
back. I called it like this. And he got on his back like a monkey and just yeah, you know.
Yeah, he took Poirier down, was beating him up on the ground.
Dude,
Throwing
he
elbows.
was-
As soon as Poirier stood up, boom, he snatched that hoe.
Mm-hmm.
That was very impressive. Yeah, that was good. That was a good one.
So, my runner-up was Charles Oliveira submitting Justin Gaethje. I thought
No, that was a good one too.
I
Yeah.
thought that was a
As
really
soon as he
exciting
knocked
one.
him down.
Because everybody thought like Justin Gaethje barely lost. Like he was doing so good against Khabib, and everybody was like, Khabib's a much better jiu-jitsu wrestler guy than anybody in the UFC. Like if we would put Khabib up on this gigantic high pedestal that nobody could get anywhere near, and then we saw how close the fight was before Gaethje got taken down. And
Yeah, he got rocked a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, I think Khabib's quote was, "Gaethje punches harder than anybody I've ever fought against in the UFC." And he was doing that fight on a broken foot too, so it was crazy. That was all around.
Yeah, Khabib wasn't gonna lose that fight. 'Cause that was the fight his father died, his
Right.
retirement fight. Like,
Yeah.
you'd have to be perfect to beat him that night.
Anyway, my runner-up is that submission from.
That's a runner-up?
Subbing Garrett. Yeah.
Okay, what's your?
So that was my runner-up. My sub of the year has to be Oliveira getting beat by Makhachev.
Oh man.
I did not see that coming. I thought.
Whatever.
George is mad over here. He dyed his hair and everything.
Yeah.
But hey, man.
That's
George
not
did
the
look
sub
good in
you
that
need.
blonde hair though.
He looked
I
good.
think that
Yeah.
boy should have kept it, man. You
Dude.
got the skin tone. It
Thank
went
you,
great,
man.
bro. You should have
So
kept it.
here's what you gotta do: dye your hair blonde, blue contacts, Super Saiyan mode. You got rest of your.
Alright, ignore the headset, but here it is.
Tell me that don't look like Charles Oliveira.
Man.
You look just like Charles, bro.
It was awesome. You can even dress like him and make the like your Halloween costume every year.
Oh yeah, with the short, Venom shorts,
Bro.
and gloves.
Hey, no lie. At
Get all hair shirt.
some point, George, you gotta bring that
Oh, yeah.
back, bro. That looked good on you, man.
It was
Like,
good.
for real.
Anytime you feel like, all right, I'm gonna style up on these people, and I'm just gonna rock blonde hair. You can do that any fucking time you want. It's gonna look badass. Like you can get John
Appreciate
and
that,
still
man. I appreciate
rock that shit. That's great.
I'm gonna
Yeah, but
look
that
into
Charles fight, man. I was going into that. That's probably the fight I was most hyped for the whole
Charles
year.
Islam.
Yeah, bro.
Honestly,
I thought Charles had the tools to get him, and Islam just, damn, bro. That was impressive.
The way he walked
it was
out,
Islam's biggest test, and he aced it.
the way he walked out, he looked already very confident. And we
Which
got,
one?
Islam.
Islam walked out.
Islam, the way Islam walked out, he already looked very confident. They spent $1 million on his camp. Khabib spent $1
Yeah, I
million. I'm like,
Yeah.
anyways, good for you. You got the champion already. Not bloodline, it's
Nice.
family thing, you know? Khabib was champ, so he retired, made a promise to his mom, and now Islam is champ. Trying to fulfill their father's plan, right? The late Abdul Manap Nurmagomedov. And they did good. He did good, but I heard one of the fighters was having trouble cutting weight. And that's where they had Volkanovski on ringside with the weight already made. He made 155 just in case. I don't know who it was. They never told who it was.
I heard it was Islam.
I heard it was Islam too. That was having
He was
trouble.
having
with
trouble
the
with the
cut.
weight cut, and they called Volkanovski to be ready.
Hey,
Like
man.
the night of the wings.
Honestly, that just makes your case for Volkanovski as fighter of the year even more.
Ah man, how can you not like Volkanovski?
The
Bro?
guy, like we called him Volkswagen back in the day.
Yeah, Volkanovski.
And honestly, like we were joking about his name because we were like, how the hell did he say that name? But he's proven himself so many times over. Like he is so good, it's ridiculous.
Volkanovski is so talented, man. Like,
He got better when he got bald. It's like, how
yeah, hey,
he went Dr.
One submission of the year that we didn't talk about, but we can all agree on was actually I don't want to say it because it might be one of y'all's upsets. So I'm just gonna leave it
upset. I
out.
don't have a submission for an upset.
No. What do you mean? Like an upset in general. Like it's a submission. The way he performed it and one was a submission. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but that's not my upset.
Yeah, go ahead. It's not
Yeah,
my
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Jerry and Glover at
Yeah.
the last round. I think it was like a minute left.
That's definitely an upset because Yuri was on. He was hurt. That boy got rocked at the end, man. Glover.
That was a submission of the
Flipped
year, and the topic, like, if I want to add to it.
Yeah, he got that in the
And
last
try
30
again.
seconds of the fight. If Glover could have lasted 30 seconds, he'd still be champ.
I was honestly tempted to pick Yuri because of his warrior mindset of I'm a true fighter. I can't defend the belt. I will give the belt up until
That's
I
so
win this again.
respectful, though. Like,
Dude,
I mean, is it smart business wise? No, but I respect it. Like, cause you make more money as the champ.
Honestly, I kind of like what he's doing in his own way because he's a weird guy, clearly. But
Put it out there.
he takes all the pressure off of himself and says, until I can defend this, here you go. I'm going to go build myself back up 100%. Then I'm going to come back and destroy whoever the fuck has it. I don't care who it is. So I kind of like the confidence in like, here you go. You can take this whenever you want. It might as well be this pen on the table. And whenever I feel like coming back and I'm ready to come back, I'm going to come back and take it from me just like that. And it's
Definitely
just
a
that
boss
simple.
move right there.
And
Like, you want the definition of a warrior? That's that man right there.
he could lean into that confidence so much more and do it like I just did, but instead he's just like, he doesn't say anything. He just like disappears, goes off the face of the earth, has all the time to rest and recover mentally and physically. So he's actually doing a really smart move here, just dropping off the face of the earth and then coming back. He's going to come back bigger and better.
It
So it's
could
like,
be up against Jamal Hill or Glover.
Don't go over.
honestly, I'm excited to see him. Whenever he comes back, that's going to be like the next biggest fight in that division again. Whenever Yuri comes back, it's like the return of Yuri. I can already see like posters of like Yuri after a year of hard training. It's like, oh shit, and I'm just getting hyped up.
And they say it was the worst shoulder injury they've ever seen in the UFC. That's
Don't
what
say
Dana
that.
White said. But
Goddamn.
knowing Yuri, bro, I feel like that man's gonna be back. I feel like he'll be back by the end of the year.
Use that spiritual energy to start
Knowing,
back to
knowing
life, bro.
Dana, the way he just said that, I think he's lying too. I mean,
It's hard to.
knowing
You never
Dana,
know if it's
you know
true or
what I'm saying? No offense, Dana, but you know, just I can tell from some verbal cues that some things aren't.
I always
Anyways,
say this. There's a lot of good fights this year. Like
There was a lot.
I kind of showed this year because I was so busy with other things, but the UFC's still been killing it, like just as much as they usually do.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
yes,
All right, so let's
sir.
go ahead and jump in to upset of the year.
All right.
I guess I'll go first.
You go ahead, or go ahead. Me.
Upset of the year is my KO of the year. Leon Edwards.
Huh?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, because I honestly, like, after, because watching the Usman and Edwards first fight, obviously they both improved a lot since that first fight.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought Usman's better. Like, skill for skill, Usman's just a little better. And the way his style matches up, I just thought Usman was going to win a decision again. And Edwards did his thing, bro.
Good
Who
for
you
him.
got?
Good
Who
for
you got?
him.
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, do you want to go
Oh, you
first?
want to go?
Sure, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
We should do a little triangle.
Yeah, we'll go down. We'll just do that. We'll get some order going.
Mine, well, the upset of the year
Upset of the year.
is, for the fans out there, Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya. That one is like a Leon Edwards and Usman 2. Like when it comes to upset, because nobody saw it coming. And the way Izzy had him on the first round rocked, ready to
Man,
make him frozen like
Timur-
Elsa. It was like so close until the ring.
Yeah, 10 more seconds.
That
That
one.
fight might have been over.
That's literally the quote I've heard around the world. If there had just been 10 more seconds in that first round,
Dude.
Izzy could have done it.
That's it.
I say that. I mean, it's true because Izzy is one of the best strikers of all time, bro. Like, you get a man hurt that bad, Izzy most of the time taking him out.
That's the header of my Twitter, bro. It's Alex.
Look at this.
It's Alex and Elsa, bro.
I thought,
I love it. I love it.
What kind of weird anime shit is he about to show?
Yeah. It's
He showed me
like
that.
there's me, and then there's them.
But that was after the fight too, wasn't it? Or was it before? the
Before
fight?
it was before. He was always
That's
trying to mind
fucking-
fuck with
That's
this.
hilarious, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a weird situation. I want you guys to kind of guess because my runner-up is one of your choices, and my pick is the other person's choices. So who do you think I picked as the runner-up, and who do you think I
I
picked?
think
as
you
my choice?
picked Pierre Izzy runner up.
All right. Who do you think I picked as runner-up?
Leon Edwards.
Oh shit! So we got a tiebreaker.
All right, let's see what's up.
All right, so I actually picked Leon Edwards as my biggest upset of the year. Honestly, like if you talk to any like casual fan or experienced fan, I feel like anybody you talk to is just like, holy shit, I can't believe
Yeah.
this would not be.
Any experienced or casual
Like,
fan would tell you that.
It's like the
Damn.
biggest story of the UFC, and it kind of overshadowed a bunch of great fights. And I had trouble remembering these great fights because, holy shit, Usman lost. How the fuck did he lose?
Man, I remember like for a couple weeks, I was just like, what?
I know. It didn't make sense. It's like, dude,
That's so
Adesanya's ghost just said, ooh, you just fucking got him. Not that Adesanya's dead.
Ooh.
He said, oh, just slap. And got him. He just leg kicked him forward. It was crazy.
It was. That was definitely.
The power of
It was definitely
no,
a move.
not Asanya. The power of Silva.
Oh, Silva.
Silva, the
Oh, yeah.
spider.
Silva said, "You will not break my record."
I'm saying, bro, that's the Silva curse. There's like the Drake curse, the Silva curse.
Who just see the Drake curse? It was that soccer team, right?
Argentina. We'll get to that. Good job, Argentina. Congratulations.
I
to
don't
them.
really watch
They-
soccer, football, so that's their thing.
A lot of people are saying it was a bot game, but I mean, props to Argentina.
The only thing I knew was the
World Cup.
final, and I wanted Argentina to lose because Ponzinibbio beat Alex Morano.
Do they speak Spanish? Do they speak
Really?
Spanish in Argentina?
Really? Because of that?
Some form of Spanish?
Do they speak Spanish in Argentina?
Let's see.
All right, I'm learning Spanish for you, Argentina ladies. Please hit me up.
Oh my god, dude! I'm not gonna show it on. I'm not gonna show it on the video,
Ladies, hit up Mozzarella Matt.
but there was a couple.
Get you some cheese
There
sticks.
was like 2 women that got
I saw the
photographed
flags.
with their,
Oh,
little
really?
nipples covered up by the Argentina
They had
flag.
pasties
and all
on,
that,
so it wasn't technically
And I don't
nudity,
know.
but like they were these dimes, just super sexy women, gorgeous, perfect hair, everything. And the only thing that they were wearing on their upper body was like 2 pasties of the Argentina flag. And it was like, all right, I see you, Argentina.
I think they went to jail because Qatar doesn't allow.
Well, that's the other thing about like why did we want to talk about the World Cup? I like purposely try to not intake or use any media related to the World Cup because Qatar has been like I think they killed off like 100,000 women or something crazy who were trying to free themselves from this ridiculous oppression that they are facing, having to do this full head to toe covering and not learn how to read and only be able to do house chores. It's like,
Dude, I could not live somewhere where I can't read. I like reading, man. I like words.
well, it's just like you're treating them like they're less than dogs at that point. It's like, god damn, like they're human beings. Like I don't.
Yeah, we moved past that point, you know.
But it's also like shame on is it FIFA who owns the World Cup?
Yes.
So shame on them for being bought out and just getting paid millions so they let the games go
It
there.
happens. It
It must
happens.
have been a lot of millions.
It
I know
happens.
they
Yeah.
make some money.
We think the richest people in the world are, you know, the owners of Amazon and the owners of Tesla, but they're not. You good, bro? All right. Moving on to the next topic. I think biggest upset was our second to last. So the last one is our future picks.
Let's jump in. Let's run through some of them quick, unless you got some words about a couple. There's a couple I'll talk a little deeper about.
Oh, yeah.
If you feel you want to talk deeper about them, go ahead.
All right.
Oh,
So the current champ, yeah, we can just go like
Let's start
per champ.
very, very bottom. Like the
Last?
women's, was it women's strawweight the lowest? We'll
Yes.
just start there and go all the women's, and then
So-
we'll do from the bottom of the men's up to the heavyweight.
Current champ, Zhang Weili,
Whaley.
and that's strawweight 115. So who do you guys have as the future champ at the end of 2023? Not the end of this year, like end of next year.
End of
Who do you think will be the
2023.
champ? Who could be?
I don't really see anyone beating Whaley. I mean, Rose is always out there because she did beat her twice. But I don't know. I think the UFC a little upset with Rose right now. They're gonna probably let her just fight a couple other fights before running that back.
It is the end of the year though, so she could totally fight somebody else, have a great showing, and then come back and beat.
That's a good point.
Zhang.
That could be possible. I'm gonna go Whaley. I think she's a beast.
So she's gonna keep it the whole year.
Whaley, keep it the whole year.
Well,
So
just
at the end of
whoever is the
23.
champ at the end of the year. Like when we do this again next year, the end of the year awards their champ.
Like at the end of 2023, before New Year, for 24, who's gonna be the champ in the women's?
Who's gonna hold the
strawweight?
belt at the end of the year?
Oh, I gotta go Whaley, dude. Whaley is a savage.
All right, man. I am gonna bet on Rose.
Rose, okay.
I have Rose as, you know, she's very ashamed of her last terrible performance, and she's gonna work on herself and build herself back up. And I mean, it's been said a lot. Like whenever she believes that she's the best in the world, she goes out there and
she's very
destroys.
talented.
And it's like, it's kind of like I believe it to achieve it sort of thing, without making fun of Rockhold because that was so funny. But without making fun of Rockhold anymore. Honestly, if she can see it and believe it, she can achieve it.
Yeah, I feel like there's really
Let's
only
see
two
if
choices
she-
in that one. Rose or Whaley. I feel like that's the only
The
two
women's
options really.
whole division has not really started up.
It's not a
It
big
came around like 5 years ago, maybe.
When Joanna was around.
Well, the start of it was really, what's her face? She went into wrestling now. WWE.
Rousey? That was bantamweight.
I think Rousey was kind of the start of the women's division, though.
Oh, for real.
women's fighting.
She like the pioneer for the UFC
Yeah.
women's, for sure.
Hmm.
All right, let's go women's flyweight. My pick.
Current one is Valentina Shevchenko.
I'm gonna have to go with her. Like, who the hell's gonna beat Valentina, bro?
Honestly,
Her last fight against that one chick was a little dicey, but I think if they ended up rematching, Valentina gonna make the adjustment. She's smart. She's super talented. I don't really see anyone beating Valentina right now.
Yeah, she looks very confident. She got interviewed by this Schmo, a very good well-known journalist and
He cool guy.
interviewee. Yeah, she got interviewed by him, and she looks very confident walking to the new year. So I'm gonna have to say Valentina. I was gonna say Amanda Nunes, but
She ain't gonna make that weight class.
She
She's
can't
too
go
big
down
for
like
that.
this.
Yeah, she's too big for that.
She actually owns the two above that. She owns both the bantam and
Yeah,
featherweight.
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
135 and 145.
I got
She
thoughts
can't go
about the featherweight one, so when we get there, we'll speak more on it.
so Valentina Shevchenko. Woo! Like a breeze. Like a breeze.
Valentina
Alright,
Shevchenko also.
Valentina. I'm
Nothing
not
really
leaving on
say.
that one.
The women's division is not very deep, so it's just the top people are clearly the
Yeah, none of them are real deep. That's what she said.
That'd be a good thing. Honestly, I think there's something to that, but moving on.
Alright, women's
I mean,
bantamweight.
I think a woman who could beat the shit out of me is pretty hot, so, you know, UFC, I'm just kidding.
You hear that? Women whoop Matt's ass. You'll love it.
Wrong
Every
way.
second of it, you'll love
Ooh.
it. Alright, women's bantamweight.
Current champ, Amanda Nunes. No, wait, bantamweight.
Yeah, it's Nunes.
Okay.
She lost the title to. Man, that could have been an upset of the year, huh?
Oh, what's her face?
With,
Against Juliana
Juliana Pena.
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 So whenever Pena beat her, that was, dude.
I just feel like Nunes was just not taking it as serious as she normally did. Because the second fight,
No,
she
dude,
whooped that ass.
No, she took it so
Who did take it
seriously.
serious?
The first fight,
It was
Nunes?
literally all props to Nunes, I believe. So I get where you're coming from, because sometimes the champ gets lazy and they're like, this is easy, I'm the champ of the world, fuck him. But honestly, nobody had nobody had attacked Nunes like that. Nobody had played like the endurance game with her, and nobody really knew about Nunes because all the shine went on. Not Nunes. Nobody knew about
Pena.
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 Nobody knew about Pena because they were on, I think, the Ultimate Fighting thing or something together, and then the UFC just sort of gave all this attention to Nunes to try to build up the division, and they made her this superstar, but nobody really knew about Pena sitting in the shadows, like, guys, we train together, like, or we train against each other, like, I'm almost as good as she is, like, if not better. And then sure enough, she comes out and beats her, but then Nunes changes her game plan and comes back and destroys her. So, obviously, Nunes is, like, doing better as a fighter overall, but I don't think Nunes took that fight easy. I think she just got overwhelmed and got beat by strategy.
I mean, you gotta give props where props are due. She beat her. She beat her fair and square, so.
And didn't she sit her down and like ended up winning the fight after? It was
She
like, it
never
was a punch and
dropped
then
her, but she just
fell
kept
down.
hitting her, and then you could tell it kind of like dazed her, and she got gassed because they started swinging a little wild. And was it submission? Submission.
How did she beat her?
Submission.
With who?
Pena and Nunes.
And it was submission. She tapped quick.
Yeah, she tapped real quick. She was
Real
real tired.
light.
I remember a little blurb came across the screen, and it was like, random man bets $365,000 on Nunes.
Oh, yeah.
And then like a minute later,
Ouch.
she lost, and everybody in the stadium was like, what? And then you know that guy was like, no,
He's
no, I lost everything. sorry, random guy on the internet who lost his whole
Yeah,
life.
you
and
bet
I just
that
laughed
much,
at
you should be alright. Hopefully.
that.
That's a rough loss, though.
Never
that was
bet
a
anything you can't afford to lose.
Wasn't she like a real massive favorite? Like, why are you betting that kind of money on a massive favorite? That's just not smart.
He thought he was going to win a little money.
I mean, you went not worth the risk. As he learned the hard
Apparently
way.
not.
Anyway, I got Nunes. For sure, I don't see anyone beating her right now.
Nunez. Anybody beat Nunez in
Bantamweight, women's bantamweight.
You can just say no.
I don't know, man.
Who's gonna beat her?
Who's gonna beat her? Nobody.
Same thing. I don't think there are any other fighters in the what is that featherweight. So we just skip that one because it's already Nunez is gonna stay.
Yeah, let me take one take on that one. Women's featherweight's probably gonna be. I'm gonna say by the end of the year it's done.
I think
The
so.
only reason they would keep it around, I think, is just to say Nunez is a double champ. That's the only reason I see them keeping it.
Once they bring in like 6 foot tall and up chicks, like if they bring in like a superstar volleyball player who just got out of the Olympics training and she wants to do some more fighting or she wants to
Then
do
she's gonna
something
get her
fighting,
ass whooped by Nunez.
what if she can knee like nobody else can knee and then she can just destroy it up like get in the clinch and just do a clinch game with knees and she plays her strengths? Or like what about another athlete like a Olympic wrestler? It
You
can
got
happen.
Kayla Harrison out there, but she just lost, and I don't know if she can make 145. She big. She fight at 155.
Oh yeah.
Big lady.
Who?
Kayla Harrison.
Oh,
In the PFL.
Oh, yeah, she
Yeah.
got.
She lost.
She lost to that.
All right, well, let's move on to the men's now. We'll go men's flyweight.
Okay.
Men's flyweight.
I feel like there's only 2 options here, and it's going to be Figueroa or Moreno, which they fight a million times. They got another fight next month. Their fights are always close, so I'm leaning Figueroa in that one, but I'm not like 100% confident. It could go either way, but I'm leaning Figueroa. And I think if Figueroa beats Moreno, he's going to be champ the whole year. I don't really see anyone else. Kai Kara France maybe has he's talented, so he could put up a fight, but I'm gonna say Figgy.
Figgy?
Oh, Figueroa.
Well, Fig Newton.
Fig Newton.
I might have to say. This is gonna be. I'm probably gonna be like hated for this.
Oh, let's hear it, bro.
Mohammed Mokayev. Mohammed Mokayev.
I don't even know who it is.
Oh, okay. He's a flyweight?
9-0.
Yeah, he's a real heavy wrestler.
I
Yeah,
gotta-
I remember seeing his fight.
Not gonna lie.
You beating him?
I'm leaning to Mohammed. He's still low like in the rankings,
But
but
there's not say Figueroa beats Moreno. That's the beginning of the year. And then say that dude fights once after, and then they might make it because who else are you gonna match him up with? Kai Kara French just lost.
They gotta put some new blood in there. People.
Yeah.
don't see
yeah,
it.
some new blood.
And he does have, that dude does have hype behind him. So why not?
Unless Moreno keeps destroying somebody immediately after, let's say Figueroa wins the rematch.
Man, I love them fighting. Man, this is the last time I want to see it. At least for a while.
Last
I
time
want
I
some
wanna
new
see this
fight.
year.
Yeah, this year at least. In the future, if they want to fight again, that's fine. Just give it a little break.
That's the other thing. I don't really know the flyweight fighters because all I hear about is Moreno and Figueroa.
Well, they're obviously the 2 top guys. At least right now.
Well, I don't even know that because I don't even see the other guys. So the other guys could be on that level, but all we hear about and the easiest thing for the UFC to market and repeat is just I don't know, it's just fucking have them again. So it's kind of laziness on the UFC's part. I don't know why they just completely shit on the skinny guys or the tiny guys. It's you're losing the whole market. It's I don't know, man. They're fighting within their own team. I never got that. I kind of guessed at my future champ. I thought maybe Figueroa, Moreno. If it's not those 2, kind of the next guy in line looks like Umar Alexander.
Umar good.
Pantoja.
Pantoja.
Umar. I
there's some guys.
I looked through the top 10 guys and I was like, all right, this guy's only got 4 losses or 2 losses or something. He's got 20-something wins. I like this guy. And I looked back through a couple of UFCs. I can't remember exactly what I looked at, but something made me think okay, he wins like this and he wins like that, and I think he can do it against either of those guys if he gets a chance.
Okay.
Fair
But
enough.
I don't really know anything about that division, to be honest.
Yeah.
What's next?
We're gonna go bantamweight.
Ooh!
This one gets a little interesting.
This one gets a little interesting,
Alright.
man. I swear.
What's
What's your pick, Eric?
This one takes some thought, man. Alright,
It
so
has to.
Henry
It
and
has to.
Aljo are gonna fight next. That's pretty much a done deal. They just haven't announced it yet.
Let's go.
And out of Henry and Aljo, I think Henry kind of handles him pretty easily in that fight, to be honest. He matches up super well.
Good pick.
He's a better wrestler than Aljo, and on the feet, Henry's good. Henry's good on the feet.
Good pick.
So I got Henry beating Aljo, and then it's gonna be Henry and O'Malley, and that's gonna get interesting. That's a fight, bro.
I'll get into that.
I can't wait.
That's a fight, bro.
I can't wait to hear the shit talking from those two. The people that are building up the
I
fight.
think it'll be funny.
It's so
It'll
funny.
be great. That's a closer fight than. I think that's a close fight. You know, I think Henry can take him down. Is he gonna be able to hold him down? Maybe. I mean, Peter did all right, but he just didn't do nothing on the ground. O'Malley was fighting off his back, moving positions, and
He's
not
also
letting him get
so much
anything off.
taller.
So that's underrated. They say Peter held him down, but O'Malley was moving positions. He didn't take any damage on the ground. Like, he barely got hit on the ground. He was throwing up submissions. Like, he's not bad on the ground like people think. And I think O'Malley, that's a good fight on the feet. I think O'Malley's a lot longer, so he can keep Henry at bay. But as much as I love O'Malley, I'm going to say end of the year, Henry's champ.
Yep.
And I can see him moving up to featherweight if he beats O'Malley. And fighting Volk, depending how Volk is on it. It's all up in the air on those, but I'm going to say Henry.
I am going to say Henry. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna say Henry Cejudo too.
Yeah.
Here's how it's gonna play out, right? Henry is going to beat Aljo when they fight. All right, once it's confirmed, once it's signed, they're gonna fight. Henry wins the belt. All right. Now we obviously know who's gonna be the next one for that belt. Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley fights Henry. Henry beats Sean O'Malley. There was a little interview where I saw back then, and they both met up backstage, and Sean was looking shook to his core. He was like, "Are you still good to go? Come on, man!" But he was like he was giving that nervous smile, like, "Are you good to go?" Like, and Henry was saying, "How about you do a runner-up or something like that? I'd like to fight you, Precious." Something like that. He said, "Call him Precious." And then,
Sus.
but he was drunk, okay? I could tell he was intoxicated in some way. And he was talking shit. Well, that's my pick, y'all. I do see Henry not running through, I'm not going to use that term, but I'm gonna see him beat Aljo and beat O'Malley and beat champion 2023.
That's my pick as well. The other guy I was thinking about talking about was the other Nurmagomedov. Alexander. I guess it's. I think my thing got squished up here.
Who you trying to say?
Well, the
Let me see.
Nurmagomedov, but it's I might have said the Umar in the wrong spot because I think it was like this, but I actually would have said the names together.
I thought Pantoja was a flyweight.
So is this all Pantoja?
There's Umar Nurmagomedov and that Saeed Nurmagomedov.
He
I
just
think
won.
it's Saeed.
He just won.
Flyweight.
He just fought this past Saturday.
Yeah, I think Umar's 135.
Okay, so I want Cejudo to win because I think he's going to be more entertaining. And if he speaks English, it's definitely going to be more entertaining than a guy who's having Russian translated or whatever is translated. But hey, if anybody could beat Cejudo, it's going to be one of those Dagestani wrestlers.
Saeed's in that.
Sure.
Saeed's in that.
That'd be interesting. I want to see the Dagestani versus Henry.
Because it's like
That's
American
interesting, bro.
Olympic
Wrestling, class of
versus-
wrestling.
Yeah. It
I
is.
would love
Doesn't he trade? Yeah, they have the same manager. They have Ali Abdulaziz.
The other thing is the Nurmagomedov, he grew up next to Khabib his whole life. So they've been training like this.
Who?
They do have the
Umar
same
or
manager.
Saeed? No,
I don't think having the same manager will stop them from fighting each other though.
that's what I'm thinking. Like I think it may.
It's just more money for everybody. They wouldn't be.
I don't know. Knowing Cejudo, I feel like he's not gonna care. He's gonna want the money.
No, it's
I
maybe
will say
personality wise.
it is kind of annoying that people like Usman do not want to fight other Nigerian champions. It's kind of like, dude, you could literally fight against Adesanya and be one of the biggest draws in the UFC, but they just completely block these roads off, and it's like, come on, man. Like, you're losing out on hype, and you're losing out on excitement for the sport because you don't want to fight Adesanya and have either one of them beat either one of them.
Him and Adesanya, Usman and Adesanya,
No, Usman doesn't. People
Well,
like
they're friends though.
they're friends. Like they're like this.
Him, Ngannou, and Adesanya.
And so they're like three brothers.
I'm
type
kind of
shit.
extrapolating that idea out and I don't want it to be a bunch of Nurmagomedov or like Dagestani champions, and they're all like, okay, we don't want to fight each other because then there's going to be no champ versus champ fights, and it's going to be kind of boring. And it's going to be stale. I don't want that.
That's true.
If that happens, not that it will, but just guessing.
Did you say I was out peeing? Did you say Cejudo or?
He did.
So I picked Cejudo as my guy, but if it's not Cejudo, like let's say Cejudo doesn't finish his contract negotiations, he just doesn't come back, then I bet the brother of Khabib, Umar.
Hmm.
Okay.
See how that.
I think it's his brother. I'm not sure.
I think it's his cousin. Cousin, I think.
Something like that.
I don't think Islam's his cousin too, right?
Definitely haven't watched the UFC enough to know that.
Islam is his cousin.
He's either his cousin or a super close friend, which they're pretty much like family and grew up together, something like that. I want to say cousin.
I think so, because his dad is maybe his Islam's dad's brother. I think. I'm pretty sure. It's a small village. I'm pretty sure. Anyways,
Alright, let's go ahead and jump to featherweight. And I got an interesting take on featherweight.
So who's the current champ? Volkanovski?
Volk.
So Volk is the current champ. Who's your interesting take?
This isn't with 100% confidence, but I can see it happening. I'm gonna go with Billy Tapora.
You think
I'm
Tapora?
so
Really?
high on Tapora, man. Against Bryce Mitchell, bro, he looks so good, well-rounded, good everywhere. Man, he might be a little more well-rounded than Volk. I think he has a way better submission game than Volk. I think Volk got the wrestling on him, but Illy can wrestle too. That's a fight I want to see. I hope that fight happens this year, Volk versus Tapora. I really don't care who wins. I just want to see that fight. I want to see that fight so bad. That's such a good fight.
But we're very high on Mitchell.
Mitchell was good, and dude, Mitchell's considering retiring now. He got his ass beat so bad.
Oh my God.
Retire, bro.
That's yeah, that's what I was going to talk about too. He was
Tapora
literally like about to give up.
Tapora was banging that, bro, man.
I'm still so shocked the way he just ragdolled him to the
ground. When he on the ground, that was the most impressive thing. He raggdolled him. That's Mitchell's world too. Dropped him, ragdolled. Man, Tapora's a savage, bro. But Volk is
I definitely undoubted.
savage too.
I definitely doubted Tapora. I'll be honest. I definitely did.
I've been watching his fights, man. He's so talented and like he's so well rounded. So it's not with 100% confidence, but that's gonna be my hot pick of this. I'm gonna say Tapora.
Okay.
What you thinking?
I'm thinking if it's not Brian Ortega, it's gonna be Yair Rodriguez.
Oh, that's a good pick, bro. I like that pick.
His
Yair's a beast.
Appreciate it, man. His confidence, his show after that, him calling out Volkanovski, I like it.
And he's long, he keeps Volk at range. He goes wild, like crazy stuff. That's a good pick, Jordan. I like that pick a lot. I can see that happening too.
Thanks, man. Yeah. He definitely has a chance. He's right. He's number 3. No, number 2. No, I think he's number 2.
He just fought Ortega, and he was touching up Ortega, and then Ortega like blew his knee out or something.
Oh yeah, they had to stop.
Or his shoulder.
His shoulder.
Yeah. He picked Yair Rodriguez. It's a good pick.
I got Volk good.
You got Volk?
Yeah.
Volkanovski.
See, featherweight's interesting, you know. It could be a couple people, man. Yeah, Volk's just so good. It's hard to beat him.
Featherweight, I feel like is where the most heights can compete at because most of the population is like that height or very close to that height. So you can see a lot of different body types fight the same group in featherweight. As a result, I've been casual for the last year. I don't know anybody's name yet. So I'm just guessing Volk again because Volk has been good.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll go lightweight.
Ooh, this one's
interesting
another
too.
Another one, bro.
Alright, let's see here.
Okay, so let's give our. I want to give my top 5. Okay, I want to give my top 5. Like for the rank, like people who we made, you know. So for y'all who all know, for all of you who all know, Dustin Poirier is in the name, in the picture. Michael Chandler, Beneil Dariush, the former champion, Charles Oliveira, and the current champion,
Charles still there.
Islam Makhachev, and now we have Alexander
What's up,
Volkanovski.
He kept saying the champion has a name.
No, the champion has
Oh,
a name.
I thought that's what you were
Charles
The
saying.
champion, hey.
I like that.
So all of those are my top 5, and we can all agree one of those is gonna run 22-3. One of them.
All right. Well, my pick. It's going back and forth. I'm gonna end up saying Islam.
Ooh.
I think Islam can beat Volk, and the only person I really see giving Islam a real challenge, like style wise, is Michael Chandler. But I don't know if Michael Chandler. Well, I mean, they love him so much. They might, if he wins one good convincing fight, they could give him the title shot. That's the only time it gets a little iffy for me with Islam.
But against who? Oh, you know,
Chandler.
you know one guy that I can put on there in the same list as you,
Who?
Arman. I think if
Arman's
Arman
really
goes
good.
up there, he even said
Yeah, Armand. I mean, because like when he fought Islam the first time, that was a close fight.
Yep.
It was very competitive.
He brought his name up in the post-fight interview in the Cannoneer Strickland card that we just saw.
But to be fair, Armand's not that exciting of a fighter to me. And you know how the UFC does play that game.
The promotion.
You're like, who would you put in the title fight? If it was Chandler off a win or Armand off a couple wins, you're going to put Chandler in that.
At the end of the day, it's a business. You gotta put Chandler. You gotta get more eyeballs on the screen.
And honestly, I think Chandler matches up really well. I think Chandler has a good chance against Islam.
He's stocky. He could definitely put up a good fight.
But I'm going to go Islam. What you thinking, George?
I'm thinking Alexander beats him. He becomes the new 155 champion.
Oh, shit.
And
You
then
think he go back down, or is he going to stay at 155?
he has to stay. You know what I mean?
He said he wants to go up and down.
If he stays on 155, he's going to have to fight after Oliveira recovers and all that. I want to see him fight Oliveira. And then
Ooh, that's a fight.
everybody wanted
I
that.
would love that. I know, I would love that fight.
And then after Oliveira and whoever wins out of Oliveira and Volkanovski, I see Dariush coming in and fighting for the title. I mean, it's back and forth with him, but I can see Oliveira being the champion by the end of 2023. It's just kind of picky. If it's not him, it's Dariush.
Okay. What you think, man?
Until I see like a clear answer for how to beat these Dagestani wrestlers, I gotta still give it to
No one's
Islam.
really found an
Clear
answer.
answer?
There's no one's answered it yet.
Like
He's
a
right.
whole wall. Like, you can give me a whole script of answers or cheat codes, if you want to call it, right? Tricks. How can I beat these damn Dagestani wrestlers?
For
I
real.
can't find a damn thing that works. Like, you give me just one thing. I got you.
Yeah, there's space.
Honestly, it's kind of like whenever the calf kicks came into the game, and everybody was like, "How the fuck do you defend them?" And it's like, you don't. You just do the calf kicks first and you win. And it was like, shit, is this gonna become? Sorry. Is this gonna become the ultimate calf kicking championship? Is this gonna become the ultimate Dagestani wrestling championship? Who knows? But until we see a way to beat them, I just have them at the top.
It's hard. They're not easy to beat.
I think
Islam's
it's-
one of the best ones. So.
I think it's
He
literally
is,
just
man.
because they push their
I won't
bodies
take that
harder.
from him. He is. I'll keep that.
Alright, well, let's move on to welterweight. It gets a little interesting in this one, too.
It's kind of crazy that we moved past all those great lightweights, but I mean, we kind of have to.
It's
Because-
styles make fights.
It's literally like
There you
all
go.
the other guys can fight each other, but who can beat that guy at the top with the Dagestani wrestling? No, nobody
It's
except
hard,
for
like,
Dagestani wrestling right now.
Very hard.
It's like a lifestyle. Like the guy doesn't do anything except train. He has to like swim up rivers that are freezing cold. It creates hard people.
They do. They sure do. Yeah, it's just a different lifestyle.
You gotta train like it's Rocky IV to beat that guy.
Alright, well, welterweight, this gets a little interesting. There's some options here. I think by the end of the year, though, I think my boy Hamza is going to take it up.
What?
Let's
think-
go.
I think Usman comes back And I think he beats Edwards. I think Usman beats Edwards, gets his belt back. Man, they might run that trilogy. They might actually. I don't know. They'll throw Hamzat in there.
No Hamzat in there.
Well, it's by the end of the year because
they'll throw him in there.
Man, there's so many factors, but I'm not gonna go into all these factors. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I think Hamzat takes it by the end of the year.
No, I mean, what kind of factors were you talking about?
Well, there's just like what dates the fights are set up. If they do the rematch, if they don't, like the trilogy.
Oh, so what ifs?
Yeah,
a whole bunch of what ifs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wow, bold pick. I honestly think Usman's going to destroy as soon as he comes back, and he's going to continue destroying until he chooses to retire.
You think Usman destroys Hamzat?
I think Usman comes back and he just continues being dominant. I gotta look at their height.
Skill-wise,
maybe I'm gonna see him. That's gonna be the thing where it's like Adesanya Pereira. I'm gonna see him like, holy shit, they're clearly not the same height. Maybe.
You gotta think too though. Like Usman just got knocked out really bad, and while he's taking the loss really well, and like he seems fine. Like he took it well. Like he's like he got me. He goes, I'll be back though. Like he takes the loss real well, but he still got viciously KO'd. Like that was not a bear. That boy got knocked out. That was like bad. That was like a life-changing type knockout. We'll see how he comes back. I think he'll come back okay.
If you saw the
knockout, he'll come back okay, but
you
still.
can see his foot twitch like.
Civil possessions are like that.
What was it?
I said civil possessions are like that.
Oh yeah.
Ain't breaking that record, boy.
If I ever win a fight, I'm just gonna be like civil possess me. You see, it just happens.
For real. What you thinking, George?
Same.
Hamzat?
Yep.
Like that.
If it's not Hamzat, I want Hamzat 100%. I can see Bilal Muhammad. As sad to say,
I don't know.
Bilal is right below.
Because Leon, remember he fought Bilal. Leon was touching him up, doing really well, and the eye poke ended it. But I don't know. I like Bilal, but I don't know if he can beat Leon I don't know if he can beat Leon.
He's been calling
Usman or Hamzat. I don't know if he can beat them.
I don't think so.
I feel like that's the three people he might not be able to beat. But he looked good in his last fight against Brady, training under Habib now. He did look good.
If luck's on his side, he could win. So it's one of those like maybe 8 out of 10 he would lose, but he's got a chance to win.
Yeah, of course he's got a chance. He's a good fighter.
But Hamzat's my pick. For sure.
All right, middleweight. It's an interesting one too. Maybe I go crazy and say Hamzat take middleweight too.
That's what I was gonna say too. What are you thinking, bro? Are you synchronizing? Or doing telepathy or some shit?
I'm not gonna go that though, because I think Hamzat's probably gonna get the welterweight belt at the end of the year. But 2024, I could see him taking middleweight. But at the end of 2023, I think Izzy's gonna be the champ.
Again.
I got Izzy. I think in the rematch with Guerra, he did so many things right.
Yeah.
And just that he got caught. And I think he's gonna learn a lot from that. And even though he's lost to him 3 times, I mean,
3 times, bro.
MMA's different kickboxing, but that's still a guy you lost to 3 times. Like no matter what you say, that's still in your head. But I think Izzy's the type of guy who can get over it and overcome it. And he's a very smart guy. I think he goes back to the drawing board and he fixes the little mistakes he made, and I think he can take a decision and possibly finish him. So I'm going Izzy. George said Hamzat, huh?
Oh well.
You still thinking Hamzat?
Well, I'm still thinking Hamzat because of just that what happened between the Holland fight and his weight cut, but I do think also Pereira. I think Pereira. I think Pereira.
So you think he beats Izzy again?
I think he beats.
You know that rematch coming next.
He said so.
Yeah.
He did say that. And one thing that really got to me was he was in a podcast once and he said, "There's just one guy that I fought, right? And he doesn't fight.
Oh, yeah,
he doesn't fight anymore, but
in amateur,
but he always beat me." And I swear
you say he lost to him like 3 times?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I swear to you, if I show up at his house right now, 10 years after he already retired, I can tell you right now he could beat me. So I think Pereira needs to accept that I'm just gonna beat him, no matter what. So that threw me. He gave me confidence in that. So I'm going Pereira at the end of 23.
I can see it.
If it's not Hamzat, right? But I do see.
I think the only reason Hamzat matches up well against Izzy and Pierre. But
Yeah.
the only reason I'm really not saying Hamzat is because I think timing of fights. I think Hamzat's gonna fight for the belt at the end of the year. So I don't think the timing will fit.
That's true. Yeah.
But who knows? You've seen crazier things. All right, Matt. Who you got for middleweight?
What is Kamzat's age, real quick?
Like
He's young.
27,
Yeah, he's young.
28.
Young guy.
Let me find it out real quick, and then I can give
Check
you
it out.
my pick, because that's going to really affect who I think is
Another
going to
person
be
that could
the
take coming
year.
back too might be Bobby Knuckles.
Who? Oh, Bobby
Bobby
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
I mean, he's up, man.
So he's 28.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah,
He's 28.
Cost the fight.
So Kamzat's 28. So I do believe Kamzat could be in that range of like middleweight champ in 24. That's a really good pick. And honestly, I think Alex Ferreira is like 39. So all the props,
He's up there.
all the props in the world to him for coming in the UFC, destroying.
That's why he was my
and
fighter
being
of the
the
year.
champ.
It was impressive. He did impressive things.
And it's like I'm already feeling the effects of age from like my mid 20s to being 30 years
Bro, I'm
old.
30. I'm gonna be 31 in 2
And-
months, bro.
Another 9 years, like obviously if you take better care of yourself, you're gonna age better and more gracefully as you get towards 39. And not that 39 is old by any means, but we're talking about like elite athletes.
Athletically, yes.
Athletically, 39 is pretty old for me.
He's pretty old.
But
It's towards the end.
I'm trying to say like I don't know how much longer Ferreira can keep this up at 39 in this kind of sport. He's also cutting so hard to be that big compared to Adesanya. If Adesanya gains like 5-10 pounds of muscle and then cuts and still makes weight, I think it's a much more even fight. So if Adesanya makes that change, which I think he will, because he really wants to win this shit, because like, you know, you get kind of lackadaisical if you've gotten a couple wins under your belt. I think Adesanya has got a new fire, and he's going to push and build up a bunch of muscle, and I think he's going to come back and win it, and he's going to be the new champ.
That's fair enough. All right, I can see it.
He's
Like
also
it.
like much younger. I think it's not much younger, but it's like 39 and then 30 or 32. I think he's 32.
Yeah. All right. I like it. Another interesting one. We got light heavyweight now. There's options like you got Jamal Hill, Glover, Yuri,
Ankalaev.
Ankalaev, Jan. They're all there. I'm gonna say end of the year Yuri comes back. And I feel like
Let's
Glover will be the
go.
champ, and I feel like that rematch happens, and I feel like Yuri beats Glover again.
Yep.
So
Dude,
I got Yuri.
I think we're just like cutting
Yeah,
telepathy
that's what
here,
I'm saying,
bro.
bro.
Right, we do. Yeah.
Great minds think alike.
No, I'm saying, man. I'm saying.
All right, George, who you got?
Yuri. Yeah, man. Great breakdown. That was a very good analysis you gave there. I do
Thank you.
I do like that playing out, and I see it playing out. So Jimmy, for sure, 2023.
What you thinking, Matt?
I'm going to go with the new guy, Ankalaev.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, that's
a good
bold.
pick. Good pick.
As far as Yuri goes, nothing against him. I just, and I think he's going to come back from his injury just fine. But his style of fighting is very erratic,
Very wild.
and as he
Very
ages,
intense.
Yeah.
it's not going to age very well. He's got to.
Is he young?
Jerry?
I feel like Gary's pretty
He's
young.
20. He's 28 too.
It doesn't really
Yeah, that's
matter how
good.
young he is. I think as he ages, regardless, he's going to have
You
to
can't go and take all that
pick
damage.
a fighting style.
Yeah,
Right now,
man.
he's just sort of
Glover
going
gave it to him.
crazy and just doing like a sort of like dance fighting sort of thing, and it's too loose. He's got to have some more form to his fight, and he can't just rely on athleticism alone. I think he's got to have some more structure to it.
That's true. Yeah, because Glover was winning.
Sorry for my voice; it's like falling away now.
He's a little sick. It's all good. All right, last one. Mahalo.
Well-
Heavyweight. All right, heavyweight. This is a hard one to pick for me because I 100% feel like we're gonna see Jones Ngannou, and I feel like it's gonna be in July. And that's a hard one to pick for me. I mean, my head is saying Jones.
Same.
Just skill for skill, I think Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. Steroids, whatever, doesn't matter. He's the best fighter of all time. But Ngannou just has that fight-changing power. Like, he's wild on the feet. I think Jones is the better fighter. But I just got this gut feeling that Jones is gonna be doing good in the fight, and out of nowhere, he's just gonna get clipped, and it's gonna be game over. So I'm saying Ngannou, end of the year, will be champ. I feel like he only fights once this year, and it's gonna be against Jones, and I think he's gonna be getting beat, and then out of nowhere, he's just gonna clip him, and it's gonna be over. What are you thinking?
I said I was thinking Jones too. He's up there, man.
Skill-wise, Jones is better.
He's living there. He's living in my head rent free right now. But good analysis. Might clip him. Might get him. If it's not Jones, it's Ngannou.
Yeah, because I feel like both of them are only gonna fight once this year.
Really?
They're gonna be each other. That's what I think. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, because I mean, the heavyweight division hasn't been lacking, but it's just like at the end of this year, we might only see one fight in the heavyweight top ranked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's gonna be them.
If honestly, I think the only reason for that is because of the way Dana White runs things, and he doesn't want to give his fighters what they're worth. So he literally says, "I'm only going to give you $500,000 for your championship level fights," and it's like, I'm the heavyweight champion of the world, and you're offering me $500K per fight. You just gave Conor, your lightweight champ, or like your previous lightweight champ, like $1.3 million.
That's base, and you add pay-per-views. Conor makes a lot,
and it's just like
because looking at the pay-per-view model, most champs get $1 to $2 per pay-per-view share, right?
Yeah.
From what I heard, Conor gets about 10.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
Good Lord.
So he makes a lot of money. He sells a lot, so he deserves it though, of course.
Yeah.
Conor just has the impact. Like, you want to watch him, love him or hate him, you're gonna watch him fight.
Hell yeah.
He's always exciting. He's never in a boring fight. Even if he loses, man, he's in exciting fights. He doesn't fight boring. He's just not in it. But Matt, what's your heavyweight pick?
Francis Ngannou.
You think he beats Jones? You think he fights Jones?
I don't know, dude. I really hope they fight. I don't want the whole 2023 to pass and us not to see Ngannou Jones. That'd be really disappointing.
Yeah, that fight I feel like has to happen. If
It has
Jones
to.
doesn't fight at heavyweight this year, he's not gonna fight ever again. I don't think.
And like, if he's putting all his work, they're gonna have him fight at least once.
They have to. They have to.
But I still don't think. It's kind of like we saw that crazy Ngannou, and now we've seen this patient Ngannou. And I don't see people beating patient Ngannou.
He's gotten a lot better.
He's like, it's like the perfect
scary me.
build for the height and the weight requirements. It's like he's got the perfect height. If he was an inch taller, he'd be overweight and he'd lose some power. He's like the perfect width and height for that division. So it's like the weight class was built for his body frame.
Absolutely.
And like, you can't have any more power or you're over. You can't have any more height or you're overweight.
Very
so
athletic.
he's right there at that perfect Goldilocks concentration of power and weight and size and speed.
Absolutely.
And now that he's patient and he's gonna like wait for the opportunities, I don't see him getting beat at that weight class.
He's just so dangerous.
And also, I know everybody types up Jones, and I know I shit on him too much because he's accomplished amazing things, but
Best fighter of all time.
he's lost his last. Like, if we're not like letting the judges pick, if we're letting fans pick, he's lost his last 3 defenses in light heavyweight.
I feel like he just got stale and just, I won't say not took it serious, but just not as serious as he should have. And he admitted it, like, he just wants a new challenge. Now,
I would say
a couple of those fights were real close. I
think he's
the Reyes fight, I thought he probably lost the Reyes fight for sure.
Yeah.
That one was real close, but I thought Reyes might have snagged that one.
It was 4
But it was close.
4-2. Or is it 3-2? Sorry.
3-2.
Another heavyweight that's making his move up there is that guy that just beat Taito Sergey Pavlovich.
Yeah, man, that dude's
Pavlovich.
scary, bro. Where did he come from?
Where did he go?
He's coming in. He lost his UFC debut to Overeem. He got his ass whooped by Overeem, but since then, bro, he's running over people.
Send me to Russia. Send me to USA.
Overeem whooped that ass up, and now he's sleeping everyone in the first round. What he did against Tuivasa so fast was crazy. Did you see his face after like 30 seconds?
Those were the same cuts that Kane gave him.
I mean, my only factor with the Tuivasa fight, I think he came back a little early because he took a lot of damage in the Gon fight.
Took that
But
smash.
but either way, Ty's a tough dude, and Sergey took him out.
I think that was like an early fight night or something. I missed it. I think I was at work and I couldn't get out.
Really?
I can't remember exactly why, but I couldn't see Ty in his second fight.
I think that was an Orlando card, right? That was a great card.
Dude, he was trying to hold on there. He was throwing, but man, Sergey just
just
those balls.
walked him down and
boy.
threw him down, man. That man got some power.
I honestly might just have to go and bite the bullet and get the ESPN Plus again.
He
just so I can
beat-
go back and rewatch these because like I feel like I've missed out on one of the greatest fights this year. Also, if you guys are down, let's schedule it and pretend like it's UFC event and just play all the best fights of the year.
Yeah, for
Because like honestly, I've forgotten a bunch of the greatness that we've seen over just the last year, and we've got like I think 2 years total. It's like 35 back or something like that.
Yeah,
That's just UFC events.
I'm always down for
I
the
think
UFC watch party.
he beat Derek Lewis as well.
That one,
I
he
think
did it. He was like real fast too. It was like a minute or something. But I thought that one was a little bit early of a stoppage. But he came in and dropped Lewis. But Lewis was getting. It was a little bit early of a stoppage. But either way, he still dropped him like that early. And so, and Sergey is showing that he can do it against the top guys. I want to see Sergey and Cyril Gane fight next.
Oh yeah.
That'd be.
Oh
good
yeah.
fight. I'm probably leaning Gane in that one, but
How do you feel about Gon? Like, is he our
super
next champ?
talented, bro.
Is he in there?
If it wasn't Ngannou, he's champ.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Dude, he's
Everyone
a
kept saying that.
beast, man. Like
So-
he fights safe a lot. He's very smart, very athletic guy. He has skills for heavyweight. Like the Tuivasa fight, he was just piecing him up, touching him, and then when he got rocked, he showed that he has that dog in him too, and he threw down with Tuivasa, and to like out dog Tuivasa like that is impressive. So that just shows he got that side to him. He got that heart to him. So I think Cyril Gane's very talented.
Very talented.
He's really good.
Man, these guys, bro. We just ran through the whole division, dog. Through the whole divisions. Like, you have no idea how many what ifs can happen. You know, it's a lot. You know, it's a lot to take in, but at the same time, once you break it all down, it really isn't. A lot of these guys were already showing great talent. Women too. Women in their divisions as well. But it just goes to show, y'all, like, we have a lot of people, and it's just three of each one. 3 in each division. Like we probably just named. All throughout.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good pod. We went over a lot in this one. Time kind of. I think we should probably call it. Getting a little late.
Yeah.
So, thank y'all for listening. We'll be back next week.
Thank you all
Thank you.
again.
This is fun.
Tuning in.
Don't
I'm
forget
your
about coffee
host.
next time.
Follow us on all social media at Rather Be Fighting.
Yes.
If y'all want to help donate to the podcast, it's patreon.com/ratherbefighting if y'all want to support us. Later on, we'll add to that and have special features for y'all.
Definitely.
Last shout out, last thing I gotta say. Sonic, I'm waiting on my sponsorship.